Hi, good morning. It's me, Jen, and I am going to present to you the market update, the Charlotte real estate market update with results ending in February 2025 as they have just come out. So let's get started. So we're going to go to the screen here. Now, this is the entire Charlotte region. So the Charlotte region encompasses all these counties that are highlighted in green. So let's look at the Charlotte region and get an overall update of what the market is looking at for February 2025. So for February, we can see the month supply of inventory has actually gone up a little bit from January. In January, the month supply of inventory was 2.3. So we're just slightly ticked up in February, 2.4 months supply of inventory, which means that's how much inventory we have. So if you have a house that's sitting on the market, it might sit on the market about 60 days. And we'll look at that here. So as you see here, cumulative days on market until sale, 63, because there's 2.4 months of inventory in the Charlotte region as a whole for the month. The average list price for the homes you can see here is 544, 563. So that's the average list price of homes that are hitting the Charlotte market. And it's also good to note that we had 4,428 new listings for the month of February. That's gone up from January. We had 4,047 new listings, and also the average list price has gone up. So the average list price for February is 544, just under 545,000. The month of January, the average list price for homes was $509,000 for January. So that's just kind of showing you we're looking at for the ending February. It did increase the month supply of inventory for February 25 did increase about 33%, up from same time last year. And then year to date, the average list price has gone up as well. But we are getting new listings. There is some activity going on in the market. But remember that the Charlotte area or the North Carolina, both states of North Carolina and South Carolina, which this impacts the Charlotte region because there are states like Lancaster County and York County, which are in South Carolina, that impact that. But North Carolina and South Carolina are in the top three number of states or top five number of states that people are moving to. So you're going to see homes for sale. You're going to see months of inventory go up, all of that activity, but it's a good, healthy activity that we're seeing. Now let's have a look at, break it down a little bit into York County. I specialize in South Charlotte and York County. So I want to look at the York County report as well. York County consists of these three areas: Lake Wylie, Fort Mill, and Rock Hill. That's all York County. So let's have a look at that report. You'll see the month supply of inventory for York County is 2.6 months. So it's just under 3 months supply, which has gone up from January, where we had 2.3 months supply of inventory. There were 485 new listings taken or put on the market in the month of February, increased from January, where we had 403 new listings that hit the market. And our average list price has gone up. So in January, the average list price in York County was 484,000, just under 485,000. And here for February, the average list price was 515,000, the average list price of homes. And you'll see days on market until sale is about 66. So tell these to my seller clients, the days of selling a house in a day, which some of you might be used to if the last time you bought or sold a house was during COVID when we had those crazy low interest rates. It's taken time for that to kind of wind down, but we're not selling houses in a day anymore unless we're really lucky. If the house is in a desirable area in a desirable school district, priced right, pricing it right makes is very, very important. If you have those situations, then yes, you can sell a house in a weekend or in a day. Most recently, I sold a house that was only 2 days on the market, and it was a list listed at 645. So it just depends, number one, on the house, the price, and the location, right? Pricing and location is very important. But on average, the cumulative days on market is about 66. Now, as you know, I not only like to show you the market update with what prices are doing in inventory, but I like to show you what the showings look like, right? Because that's important. If you are a seller, you want to see what the showings look like in the market. So we're going to look at the showing report. You'll see here showing time showing report. We want to look at the report here. Most recent, let's look at the Charlotte region. Now, the showing report shows you of all the listings that are out on the market, then how many showings do we have? How many showings are out there, right? So here's a snapshot of all of the counties and total number of showings buyers' interest in that. So let's just kind of go down and get to, we can get to Mecklenburg County down here. So we're looking at, looking at everything. Sorry. It's like giving us all of the stuff. I can get you to this. Be patient. As I go down, here we go. Charlotte MSA. This is what I wanted to show you guys. So Charlotte MSA is, again, all the metropolitan statistical area of Charlotte. So Charlotte proper, if you will. Total showings. Remember all those green counties I showed you earlier? That's the Charlotte MSA. So this will show you the number of showings that we had for the month of February. So you can see for homes that are priced, below 308,000, let's say, we look at these three rows here, they all had a reduction from the number of showings from the same time last year. But from month over month, January, December, January are kind of slow months for showing. So now that we've hit the springtime here now in March, I know this is February's report, but we're starting to see some showings start to increase a little bit, right? So month over month, you can see in this price range here below 200,000, it kind of went up 18%. The other ones are almost flat, 0.7 and 0.4%, but that's the total number of showings for the month. So you can see the homes on the market, we had 43,779 showings. Those were all agent managed showings, meaning they went with an agent and an agent requested a showing to take their buyer to. Buyer interest, 5.1. So that's like, are they interested? Yes or no. We range our interest on the showings that we have. So you can kind of see here the showings trend. So really high. Again, look at the time frame, 2021, 2022, and it started to come down here in 23, but it's going up again. And so it's just kind of going through that curve, right? Now we can have a look down here and take a look at York County. York County is it usually follows almost identically the same trend as the Charlotte MSA, right? But you can see we had a total of 4,700 showings for the month of February in York County. It actually is down from last month. So we got to look at the number of showings here, bring people to York County and see the value that they're getting. Buyer interest is also there too, but you can see the showings are kind of going up for the homes that are over 310,000. But you can see the graph here to kind of show you the trend. So if you are interested in getting these market reports sent to your email address with a summary, just leave a comment. Let me know. Shoot me a text or an email. I'm more than happy to share these market reports with you. Thank you so much for watching. And that is your Charlotte MSA and York County market report for the month of February. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.